Hi, this is Darla Nolan, and I'm going to be doing your demo today. When we sent out the questionnaire on what you wanted from West Pasco Art Guild, one of you suggested that we would demo showing how to add people to your paintings. I went to the Google and asked for silhouettes of people in paintings, and this is some of the things that I learned, and I'm going to pass it on to you. Helen Van Wyk says sometimes you have to get it wrong before you get it right, as long as you learn what you're doing wrong. So the one thing that I learned when I was making figures is the figure is 8 heads high. The figure has to be 8 heads high to be believable. We have 1 head, 2 heads, 3 heads. This is the waist, hips, 4 heads, 5 heads, 6 heads, 7 heads, 8 heads. So we're going to try to keep that in mind as we make our figures. I'm going to start with a single figure here and give him a quick jogging suit. One leg bent and a foot kind of behind right there, and the other leg straight and the foot here. We do a quick shadow under him. We just lighten it up. We start the shadow here. Let's do 2 figures in our picture now. Gonna do a jogging suit on this other gal here. And the companion, go a little darker. And between the 2 figures, we're going to leave a little white space to make the one show up. And we'll give them a little shadow underneath. We'll have the shadow go the other way this time. Okay, let's do a group of figures now. We'll do them different heights. And I'll put this one down a little closer to us so it will be a little bit bigger. You don't have to go into a lot of detail to make these believable. They're believable without too much detail. Okay, shadow for all. This shadow gets joined together. And this shadow is separate. Okay. No. Now we're going to go on to a few business people. Here's a businessman. We'll give him a head, indication of an ear. So far, so good. Okay, you get the idea on that. You can refine it as much as you want. We'll do a little businesswoman hurrying down the street. So if you don't know what exactly you want in your paintings, you can go to the internet. They have millions of suggestions and ideas, and it'll be a lot of fun for you to explore this. Okay, we'll give her a little shadow. I forgot her little brown satchel, so let's put that in. Okay, we have a third businesswoman, and then I'm going to show you some samples of different things. This one's got a very stylish bob here, a little neck coming down. It's amazing what you can do with just black and white on these figures. It made my husband so excited he put some in his Mother's Day picture. And I can't wait to put some in my future ones, but my Mother's Day picture just wouldn't have worked. Got a little hip action in here for the lady. We have one leg over and one coming down behind. Okay, so that's our business people. Let's put a shadow under our man. Kind of forgot that, didn't I? And we'll put a shadow under our business lady here. That's some quick figures that we can do. Very vague, getting more distinct. And I want to show you some other samples that we can do, and it doesn't take a lot of time to put them in. This would be a really fun one to do, a group all together, a guy in a blue suit adding variegated shadows underneath. That looks like a really fun one to do. This is a easy peasy one here. Two figures that are out fishing. I added some bibs on my guy over here in the pole. I experimented with the poles. This pole is not good. I did this with a pencil like Tom Jones says. I'd like to try this one for you. I just kind of sketched this out ahead of time. This is a large crowd in a city. You can see there's not a lot of distinction here. Only 3 figures are defined, and notice that they put the white above the head and shoulders against the darker background, and that just makes them show up with their shadows here. We've got a few pigeons and their shadows in the streets, and a bunch of people sitting on a black wall, it looks like. So let's see if we can do just a real quick thing here with this. I'm going to start with the central figure. Everything's going at an angle. Notice, none of these heads are above these heads right here. They're just getting smaller, 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 and fainter, fainter, fainter as they go back. So that would be something for us to keep in mind as we do our figures. So let's start with this guy first. This guy over here. And I'll put this lady over here. She just barely a dot because she's smaller. Okay. Get the guy in the red jacket first. And he looks like he has a little hoodie on. And then we have darker in the shoulders. Put a little black pants on him. And it's okay if the colors bleed together, it just makes it look more believable. I don't think I was going for that one, but that's okay. What's old Helen say? Gotta get it wrong before you get it right. Okay, next figure. He's all in black, man in black here. Looks like he's in more of a business suit. Looks like a overcoat or something like that. And our little gal over here, she's getting a little further away. I'm going to switch down to a smaller brush. A little red skirt. This is kind of a disaster. Okay, let's go for other people now. I have some people sitting on the wall. These people all seem to be going together in one big blob here. So we'll do them one big blob, can't tell what is what. But it just looks like people. We have a couple walking down here. Okay, let's put some shadows in here. You can take as much time as you need doing this. I just wanted you to see the essence of it. So we'll put the shadow under the lady. Shadow under the sky. And another thing I learned is it's beautiful to put colors in your shadows. So I don't think I wanted that much color. Put a shadow under this guy. Because the sun is going this way, his shadow is coming out. This gal's was going this way. And his is coming out this way. Okay, let's put a few pigeons in the square here. There's always pigeons in the square, right? Do a few little shadows under them. Okay, that is how to get
Hold it to the camera.
more complicated with your shadows and your buildings and your drawings. Then you would go in and redefine what's up above. I want to show you some other samples that I found. This is if you want to get a little bit more detail in your drawings, like they're at the county fair or something, a bunch of people carrying bags and walking. They're putting more shadows, defined shadows in the clothing. This one is, I already did that one. Okay. This is just simple man and woman walking, a couple guys maybe walking home from school. This is people going both ways in a city. These are going this way, these are going this way. Note with the umbrellas that the shadows are broken instead of solid under the ones in the rain. Here's some with a little bit more definition still in the clothing. I think it looks quite remarkable. This is probably what I would go for in my painting, since I'm such a detail person. I wish I weren't, but I am. And this is a nice city scene with the dark, blurry buildings, watery in here. Men and women in business suits, like they're on their lunch break or something, with a few birds up in the air. Notice against the dark buildings, the birds become white. Against the light buildings, they did dark birds. Two larger ones, one smaller. Just keep these details in mind when you do yours. And I thought this was the most adorable of all. Came up under the silhouettes of people. It's a little girl with a see-through net skirt and her jacket and her little bonnet and her little pocketbook, trying to be a grown-up lady at maybe 8. It's just fun. Since I had 4 daughters, it was fun for me. I thank you all so much for watching the demo, and we're going to call this a wrap.